Hey everyone, I'm pretty excited about this video because this is a video that really hits close to home, and it is about, can you make money without having a college degree? Now, this is not one of those affiliate marketing, this is not one of those salesman sort of things. This is about, can you get a job where you can make money without having a college degree? And I'm one of these people, so let's get started. Yes, so in this video, we're going to talk about getting a job where you make good money and you do not have to have a college degree. And one of the big things I think about here is when you go to college, unless you're one of the lucky ones that have a full ride scholarship or a partial scholarship, you're going to end up with debt. How much debt is that? It depends on the school. It depends on what classes you take. Like I said before, this hits close to home because I was able to get a good paying job and I have zero debt. And hopefully after watching this, you guys can also see how you can do this, walk away with zero debt, have a good paying job, and have a decent life. So I'm going to give you a list of some of these jobs, but if you want to stick around, I'm going to tell you exactly what I do. I'm going to tell you what I've made the last couple years. That way you can make your own decisions about how this whole thing works. So here we go. And I'm not going to last too long on these jobs. I'm going to leave them for you to educate yourselves a little bit deeper. And just to let you know, more than likely you're going to have some sort of extra training. That doesn't mean college or anything like that, but it does mean you're going to have some sort of extra training, either on the job or classroom, in order to get some of these jobs. So here we go. So the first profession that we have on the list is a wind turbine tech. Now, this may take you 6 months to a year as far as your program goes. But by the end of that program, they have a lot of job assistance program, pretty likely to land yourself a job. And your median hourly wage is going to be about $27 an hour or $65,000 a year. Now, this is always going to change, and this goes for every other job that we're going to be talking about here. It varies from state to state. And this does not include any sort of overtime, double time, holidays, things like that you're going to run into anytime that you do some sort of a trade work. The next one we're going to talk about is truck driving. Now, a lot of people shun trucking. A lot of people love trucking. I actually almost became a trucker myself. I really thought about it in depth, and I thought it was something that I could do well. I decided to go a different direction. Like I said, at the end of this video, I'm going to talk to you about what my choice was. But truck driving in and of itself is literally the backbone of the United States. We depend on them for literally everything. And right now there's a shortage of truck drivers, so the pay is just going to escalate from there. In order to get this, you're going to need to get a Class A certification. As far as your driver's license goes, it's a Class A commercial driver's license, and you're going to need training from some sort of a trade school, or some companies will pay for your trade school as long as you sign a contract that you will work with them for 1 to 3 years after you acquire your license. Now, these programs can take anywhere from, I think, 12 weeks to 6 months, kind of depending upon if you're doing it full-time, part-time, what have you. A lot of these places pay per mile. So the median right now is around $77,000 per year. Now, this is over the road. I've also seen a lot of guys, they will save their money, buy their own rig, and at that point they're making into the hundreds of thousands of dollars because they can decide what they want to haul, where they want to haul, how long they want to haul. They can do all of that. And I also have a personal interest in this because I do have a friend who has a small trucking company, and these guys are only daily drivers. That means that they drive per day. They're at home at night. Now, usually they want drivers who have done over the road for a year or two before they're able to kind of get into this. But he has 2 drivers. He paid one driver over $60,000 and another driver, I think, around $75,000. This is not a job that you always have to be away from home. You can get one of these day jobs where you're just driving through the day. It really kind of depends on how much money you want to make, and it depends on what kind of lifestyle you want to lead. So truck driving is an awesome job, and to all the truck drivers out there who are already truck drivers, thank you very much. Next one we have on the list is an iron worker. Now, iron workers, it is an apprenticeship program. It may take you 4 years, 5 years in order to do it, but it is a good job to have. As an apprentice, you can make upwards of $54,000 a year. But when you finish that and you become a journeyman, you can make upwards of $100,000 per year. So your earning potential is pretty darn significant. So this is a great job to get into, and you're not leaving with a bunch of debt. No, you've been working and you've been learning, and by the time that you are a journeyman, you have a job without debt. And the next on our list is Welder. Now, this program may take you about 7 to 8 months, 9 months at a technical school, but by the time you're finished with it, you're going to be able to make, I think, about average around $43,000 and up. Now, one of the things that I know about welders, because I do work with some welders, they do a lot of side jobs so they can get some side gigs. They can make art, post stuff on Etsy, do work on automobiles for their friends. And so there's a lot of potential in welding, not just the job itself, but things that you can do on the side. And like any other job in the trade industry, you are going to have overtime, and there's going to be plenty of it. So 42,000, 43,000 is not going to be the only thing that you make. There will be overtime. And next we have HVAC. Now this is air conditioning, heating. This can be residential, this can be commercial. The program is going to take you around 11 months to finish, and then you'll start with a company and you'll make anywhere around $48,000 a year to start. And that's pretty darn huge. One of the things that you can do with this is eventually in about 5 years, if you want to, you can go out on your own, make your own company, or just work for yourself, buy a van. Because I know a person who's done this and he makes over $100,000 a year doing his own stuff, even literally quit doing residential. Now he only does commercial, and it cuts down on the day-to-day going house to house, and he gets bigger jobs for larger amounts of time, and he makes more money from it. So awesome earning potential with this job. And then you can be a plumber. Now plumber, it has this weird connotation with it, but plumbers make darn good money. I know that I've done my own bit of plumbing work, and it's not always an easy job to do, but you can make very good money at it. And it'll be more than likely an apprenticeship program that you'd have to do 3 to 4 years, and then you can start working as a master plumber, and then you can make $53,000 and up. That's crazy. 3 to 4 years, no debt, making cash. And then once again, after however many years, you'll be able to go out on your own, get your own side jobs, what have you. You can make a lot of money in plumbing. And another thing about a lot of these things too is, let's say you have some residential properties that you purchased, rental properties. I have these, and you need work done. How much money can you save just by doing the work yourself? So not only are you learning a trade, you're investing in yourself so you can help your own investments. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about, but even in these trades, you can figure out a way to make a higher investment with this investment. And next on the list is we have electricians. Now, this will take you about 5 years as an apprentice before you get your journeyman card. I do work with a lot of electricians as far as outside contractors at the job that I work at. I've worked with apprentices, and so they get to do their job, they get to go to work, they get hands-on training at work. At night, they go to their classes, and in 5 years, they're full-on electricians, and then they can make quite a bit of money. I think where I'm located, electricians in median make about $51,000 and up. Of course, this is just your basic pay. This does not account for your overtime and things like that. Okay, so that brings it to my job. Now, what job do I have within all of this? I don't have any of these jobs. The job that I have is called an industrial maintenance technician. Some call it an electromechanical or mechatronics technologist. I've also heard it as an automation technologist. But what I do is I work in the automotive industry, and I work on hydraulics, pneumatics, electrical. I've done some welding. I work with robots. So I'm kind of one of those jack of all trades, master of none. So I do have certifications in electrical, hydraulic, pneumatic, things like that. I do a little bit of everything within my factory. And the reason why I want to bring this up to you is because this is something I did a little bit later on in life. I decided to change my career, and I didn't want to spend 4 years at college. I didn't want to have debt up to my eyeballs, so I scouted things out, and I found a trade school in my area, and I decided on this. This is what I was saying, is I almost became a truck driver, but I found this where I would be home because I felt like that was more what I wanted to do. So let's do the numbers right here. My program took 9 to 10 months to complete. The price was a bit over $11,000, which I saved up for prior to going to this school because I knew I was wanting to do this, and I was able to pay this off before I even finished school. So I walked out of school with zero debt, and last year I brought in over $80,000. This year I just finished with over $90,000. Now, my basic, how much I would make if I only worked a 40-hour week is in the 60s, but if you work in the trades, you're gonna work overtime. There will be plenty of opportunities for overtime. So instead of in the 60s, I made almost $30,000 more, and here I am sitting in the 90s with a job that I only paid $11,000 for. Now, that's huge. I have no debt, no school debt. I walk away banking all of this. Now, if you're watching my channel, you also know that I talk about investing. That's really one of the main things is I made more money than I ever had in my life. I was able to keep more of that money because I'm more frugal now than I used to be. I'm taking that money and investing it into either stocks, realty, or other things and trying to figure out other streams of income. So hopefully you'll take a look at some of my other videos, but this is really what I wanted to leave you with, and understanding that there's other options if you are the type of person that just want a job, but you don't want to go into debt up to your eyeballs. This is attainable, this is a possibility, and it's absolutely doable because doing this changed my life and has helped me have a brighter future than I ever thought possible. So everyone, I appreciate you watching. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.